Hi guys, this is your Tita in China and today we're back with a new travel video. The last country in our Southeast Asian series is Laos. So today I'd like to take you on a short trip to Vientiane, which is the capital of Laos. I specifically put Laos as the last country in the Southeast Asian tour because I have some special Tita tips for this country. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell notification button so that you will know the next time that your Tita in China will upload a video. So without further ado, let's go to Vientiane! This is Buddha Park, and here you can see 200 different Hindu and Buddhist statues. You can also find artistic depictions of myths and legends. The park was started in 1958 by a priest who integrated Buddhism and Hinduism. He had a very distinct perspective on Hinduism and Buddhism, and you can see it in a lot of the carvings here. This, for example, signifies the world. The very bottom is hell, and the doorway is actually Father Time. The top is the Tree of Life, and in between you will have the realms of earth and heaven. When you go inside this structure, you will go through hell first and slowly climb your way up to heaven. And when you go up to the earth and heaven realms, you will see that the stairways become narrower and harder to climb, signifying that it is not easy to get to heaven and that you need to work really hard to achieve nirvana. There is also an enormous 40-meter long reclining Buddha, different Hindu and Buddhist gods, as well as scenes from the Ramayana. This magnificent gold-covered structure is called the Great Stupa. It is considered to be the most important monument in Laos, and it is also the country's national symbol. It is believed to hold the breastbone of the Lord Buddha. This is Wat Sisaket, and it is a Buddhist temple. Around here, you will see hundreds of Buddhas of different sizes. And inside the temple itself, you will see beautiful murals that were hand-painted using natural dyes. The murals depicted life in the monastery back in the day. Unfortunately, we are not allowed to take photos or videos inside the temple itself, so this is just one of the many things that you need to really see for yourself. This temple was built in 1818, and until today, they are working hard to preserve the murals. This is the Hope Rock Kyo. I know I most probably did not say that correctly. This was built to house the Emerald Buddha in 1565. Before Vientiane became the capital of Laos, the capital of the country was actually in Luang Prabang. And the Khmer king at the time wanted to move the Emerald Buddha from Luang Prabang to Vientiane. So he built this structure as his own personal place of worship. But about 200 years later, the Siamese kingdom took over this area and they took the Emerald Buddha back to Bangkok. Of course, Siam is the modern-day Thailand. And this was how the Emerald Buddha was moved from Laos to Thailand. Lao cuisine is actually quite unique because they eat everything with sticky rice. And I don't mean just the sticky rice that we normally eat, I mean glutinous rice. As a Filipino, I only know glutinous rice when it is used as a dessert in rice cakes, for example. But in Lao, they use it as a staple. I personally enjoyed glutinous rice because it is quite heavy and filling, and you don't need to eat a lot of it to get full. And this is beef lap. It's a very fresh and spicy salad made of mint, holy basil, ground beef, and a lot of different spices. I actually felt so much more relaxed here than any of the other countries I visited. But Laos has a very tragic past. Because of its proximity to Vietnam and the threat of communism spreading to Laos from Vietnam, the US dropped more bombs in Laos than anywhere else in any wartime situation. Estimates say that the US dropped more than 2 million tons of bombs in that area over a 9-year period. So this country got bombed every 8 minutes, 24/7 for a whole 9 years. Today, there are fewer and fewer people who actually lived that war. And what's worse, most of the population of the world don't even know that there was that kind of bombing in Laos because all that was done in secret. But even when the last bomb was dropped in 1971, a lot of the bombs still remain to be unexploded and still dangerous up to this day. There are still a lot of these explosives that are affecting people in Laos every day. And those bombs that are still buried underground are more often than not discovered by farmers who are preparing their farms or by children who are playing and digging around in the soil. And that's the reason why in Vientiane, you will see places like Cope, which is a center that provides prosthetic limbs to people who are affected by these bombs. There are some experts who say that it will take another 100 years to completely eradicate these bombs from Laos. While I was there, I had the good fortune of meeting someone who was doing some volunteer work at an organization that takes care of people who were affected by these bombs. Unfortunately, most of them were children and teenagers. It is heartbreaking to see such young people not have a normal childhood because they lost a limb. They were just doing things that normal children do while playing around, and all of a sudden their life changed. What's worse is that these kids who have lost their limbs or have shrapnel embedded in their bodies are the lucky ones, because there are also hundreds, thousands of children who died because of these unexploded bombs. So my Tita tip today is to add more meaning to your travel.